This is my first time playing a Resident Evil Village and a Resident Evil game since like 4, and I didn't even really play 4. I watched someone play 4. So like this is like a very new experience for me. I'm not a normie. I just didn't grow up with game systems. And I had no money to buy games, so I never got to play them. I've played lots of games growing up, but they were just all Nintendo games because I never had an Xbox and I never had a PS system because I didn't have money, okay? I'm sure some of you can relate to that, where you got one game system and that was it, and you had to share it with all your siblings. I had an N64, then we got the GameCube, then we got the Wii, and then it stopped. Those were the only 3 game systems I've ever owned. Sims, I had Sims. That was like the only PC game I had though, was like Sims and Barbie games. But yeah, those are the kinds of things I grew up playing because they were free. There was a Zelda game that had come out and is Wind Waker. And she never let me play, and I would ask repeatedly. I'd be like, can I please have a turn? I really want to play. I want to try it. And she never let me. So it's really sad, actually. I didn't have all the access to even the games that we owned. I wouldn't necessarily get to play them, even if we owned them. Oh, I have a funny story too about my first DS. My sister actually stole it, and she lied to me about it. So my grandma gifted it to me. Is very nice of her because it was her DS, and she said, here you go, Nerissa, you can have this. You would like it more than I do. And I was like, oh, thank you, Grandma. So I remember I had it and I had a few games, and then one day it disappeared. And then the next day I saw my sister playing it, and we were both super duper broke at the time, so there's no way she bought her own. And I was like, that's mine. And she and her friend both lied to my face and said, no, it's not. She got it from blah blah blah. It's just funny now. Obviously there's no hard feeling. It's so funny because I'll bring these things up and she's like, oh, when did that happen? And I'm like, it's okay. We were young.